Wukong and Varus with the last 2 bans. Just a lot of power picks, really, removed from the pool.
And now the AD carries that slip through, the people like the Ezreals, the Kallistas, as well as the Aphelios. And right now it is a Kai'Sa being hovered. I'm not sure if this is the one that's going to get locked in, but there are plenty of power picks. One of the other ones is the Syndra. We've talked about it all week long so far. The flexibility of the Syndra. Is it the mid lane Syndra? Is it the bot lane Syndra?
I mean, Syndra taking a look through 100% presence thus far. Banned 7-8 games, actually, so there's time we're seeing this one come through.
Usually banned on blue side, however.
Yeah, that's correct. 4 times blue side, 3 times red side, if I'm looking at my numbers correctly. And now, what is the answer going to be? Look, all of the supports, correction, bot laners that have been priority are sort of available. The Aphelios is there. The Ezreal, as you mentioned as well. Comp's Ezreal yesterday was fantastic. It was paired with the Yuumi, and this time around, it is banned away. So Labrov will get his hands on the Thresh.
I feel like Aphelios would be the lock-in alongside the Thresh. I mean, yeah, you could take an Ezreal and be extra safe, but the nice thing about Thresh is that he allows Aphelios to be that much farther forward down the lane, to use some of his wave-clearing power, and to have that dark passage down into safety. So as the initial towers fall down, when you have a Thresh, it just means you have that much more mid-priority, or ability to contest mid-priority on some of these lower mobility ADCs like the Aphelios.
And again, let's see how Comp does. Yesterday, fantastic performance against a slightly weaker opponent, but he shined. He looked like a diamond on that Ezreal. I've said it multiple times already. Actually, Ender just said in the pregame as well. 925 damage per minute, the second highest of the day. Only Febiven beat him. Selfmade will get his comfort pick again. His Lee Sin, not a huge impact in the early stages, but in the mid-game, found multiple picks against Misfits yesterday, and it's Hook City, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. Blitzcrank locked in for Hilly.
Okay, Milica, what are you going to do? Because you're looking at Syndra, you're looking at Lee Sin, you're looking at Blitzcrank, you're looking at a bad time in the mid lane. Like, you are going to be locking in something real safe. You're going to be playing way far back, because that mid lane, that's a nightmare.
Nemesis gets Syndra, surely.
I would assume so, yeah.
I would assume so. What do you think you will pair then in the bottom lane if it is going to be Blitz plus X into Aphelios Thresh? What would you like to see, maybe?
Oh, wait, for which pick?
So, like, what do you think Rekkles would like to play alongside the Blitzcrank for the bottom lane?
Anything for kill pressure. He could still technically play the Syndra, because that kill lane still works out. Blitzcrank pulls someone into Scatter the Weak, you knock them up, you're going to tag them perfectly with the Qs and then just, like, blow them up. But I would prefer to see this in the mid lane, because I feel like when you have that much power, that much control, level 6 Syndra and Lee Sin have some of like the highest damage output that you could have from 2 champions. You then just get to walk into any jungle, any river, and it's all yours.
The next question I'm going to ask you, once we see these next 2 picks in Phase 2, scaling and building towards team fights has kind of dominated drafts over the last day and a half. And I want your opinion on how we're starting to see the scaling developing. Ezreal is now banned, Galio is now banned, so both of these teams have still got a number of directions they can go.
It's not my favorite. In the LPL, there's less scaling-oriented compositions. Like, you'll still see scaling picks, because the reality is that there's so many picks that are strong right now that scale into late game that are also strong on 1 and 2 items. Like, people see an Azir and they think that automatically makes it a scaling composition, but Azir is still good on 2 items. I think this is a week 1, day 2 kind of symptom of, we're just going to play our style, we're going to play really slow, we don't necessarily have as much information or as much synergy as we would like, and that's why we have a tendency to see more scaling comps. Even if the meta didn't shift, I would say over time that our teams will get faster, more comfortable.
Well, today's actually been an insane day. Every single one of our wins, Froskurinn, has been 29 minutes. Every single win. Now, they've been very one-sided games, so that's the real reason, but I like the fact that the teams that have won today have been able to close out convincingly. And now we'll see if we can hit that 29-minute mark, or whether or not Fnatic can do better. Ornn's going to be the last ban, and Vitality going to have to pick one of their solo laners now.
So I do like the fact that Vitality banned Ezreal against Fnatic, not just because Rekkles is a great Ezreal player, but when Rekkles has a champion like Ezreal, it allows him to safely farm and play weak side, while Hilly is unlocked from the lane and able to roam around. We already talked about how if that Syndra goes mid lane, the Lee Sin Syndra combo, and then you throw a roaming Hilly on Blitzcrank, like, mid laner's going to have a bad time, which is why you see the Azir snag here. Rekkles could pick an ADC that is able to farm safely from afar or just sit down, or this is where Fnatic reveal their hand and it's actually the Syndra bottom and this is going to be our mid lane pick.
I mean, with the Corki locked in, it technically could still go either way, right?
I'm going to say that they've revealed their hand that it's a Syndra bottom.
I know technically, but let's see now what's going to play out and how this is going to be executed, because that is such an exciting duo. With the Syndra plus the Blitzcrank Sett, currently the hover, and then Cabochard is now going to get the option to sort of round out the comp. What do you make as the 5-man units?
the kill squad, the kill pressure in virtually like every lane and setup here, particularly bot lane. I think if it's Syndra Blitzcrank bot, you throw Lee Sin on top of that, it sounds pretty obvious what's about to happen.
Yep. Let's see the skill shots landing, and then the dead members starting to roll through. Cabochard's got a few seconds left in the final pick now, and it will be the Renekton going up against the Sett. So on the side of Vitality, I think, with the exception of maybe the Renekton, the rest of it feels very flavor of week 1 thus far.
Yeah, very balanced composition kind of across the board, in that you have a lot of options, especially playing later team fights. You're still fighting front to back. You're still relying on NG to be that big engage button that he's already kind of shown himself to be for Vitality. Again, talked about how in EU Masters, or the LFL, excuse me, that NG wasn't shy to picking up the Jarvan, so this is kind of a comfort pick for him right where he wants to be. But now he needs to try to keep up with Selfmade. Good luck. That's
going to be a challenge. But admittedly, Selfmade took a little bit of time to warm up yesterday. So I want to see if he comes into this one swinging. I would anticipate so. The way Fnatic closed out that game yesterday was in emphatic fashion. And for Vitality, I think Ender and Shox were talking about it. The phrasing I really like. This is the time to style. Like, NG, Milica, do what you can. It is Fnatic taking on Vitality. And welcome back to the penultimate game of the penultimate day of week number 1. Rekkles will be playing the Syndra down in the bottom lane for the first time all year long. And let's see what he can do against Blitzcrank. To my knowledge, it might even be the first ever. I'm going to double check with my stats team. I can't recall in recent memory Rekkles playing the Syndra. But yeah, land a skill shot with Blitzcrank and somebody's going to die.
Or even just land the Scout of the Week and then set up the hook for Hilly. Nice thing is that Syndra still just has so much kill pressure on either person that she chooses. She's quite punishing into the lane. Hilly and Rekkles are one of the bot lanes in our league that... People call Hilly coin flip, but I think that's kind of like disingenuous to it. I think that Hilly and Rekkles have a mentality of, if we can get the flash off of our opponents, it completely screws the lane up for them. Whereas I think a lot of bot lanes they handshake like, it's fine, we'll just push the wave back and forth, we'll wait for the jungler. And Hilly doesn't think like that. And so sometimes it does look kind of int.
I get it.
The idea is there. If he gets that flash, if he trades his flash for ADC, they'll punish it every single time and they'll just destroy lane phases for other duos.
How would you characterize it then? Is it like a personality trait? Is it a playstyle trait?
I think it's just like, it's how they think about the game.
Got it. The perception of it.
Certain teams have different philosophies and you can see it. And as I watch Hilly, I just feel like his philosophy is maybe not necessarily so much in this matchup, although with the Blitzcrank, it can be punished quite hard.
Yeah.
But if he knows that taking your flash is just going to ruin your day, he's going for it every time.
I mean, NukeTech actually says that in the Match of the Week hype video, you know, talking about different styles of playing the game and kind of proving that your style is superior. I just want to confirm, never in Rekkles' competitive history has he played Syndra here on the European stage. So Stats team just confirmed it. Now we get to see how he plays. What I like about it as well, though, Frosk, is there's going to be enough wave clear in time.
Oh, no.
This Bwipo is just going to try to run down Cabo. Decides not to chase further. And I think once Rekkles is able to sort of wave clear and deal with the minion wave, it can unlock Hilly as well. Allow him to go and back up other people as Bwipo continues to chase. There's the slice. There's the dice.
Gonna have to fly.
Does he get it? Yes or no?
I think you go for it, Selfmade.
Okay, playing bold. Chicken? No. Selfmade.
No, you don't go for the dive. No, you gotta try to burn the flash.
Exactly. If you were to get caught by that Ruthless Predator under the tower at level 3,
that would be a bad time.
You are so dugged. I just wanted to yell chicken. I know it wasn't the fair thing to say, but now NG snuck around here. 2v2's being set up. Full HP junglers making their way in. The shield.
That's big.
Tag for Bwipo. Here comes Selfmade. NG's now the next one in trouble. And despite the Sonic Wave, Mini Wave not there yet, do you fancy the dive?
I mean, no, you don't necessarily have to. Kind of the damage was already done. I think it was a bit questionable for NG to go in on that when it wasn't just the 2v2 of the Fnatic members. Yeah, maybe you see the Sett W is down. You're like, okay, he doesn't have the shield. We can play around this. They had a massive minion wave. NG basically jumped into them on all of Fnatic's minions and lost so much of his health to just the auto attacks.
Yeah, effectively 3 versus 2. And the amount of damage those minions are putting out. But nevertheless, Selfmade showing his face up in that top lane already. NG was there to respond. We take a glimpse of Comp and Labrov. Labrov now shoving. 12 CS advantage. There's around 8 or 9 in front of Rekkles to try and farm under the tower. So small advantage accrued, I think, to be expected in an AD versus a mage in the bottom lane. But as Rekkles gets more levels and a little more AP, he'll be able to close that gap.
It's also, like you said, it's going to be hard for Syndra until she gets kind of that wave clear and can contest for it, especially when you have a Blitzcrank as your support. The more minions you have standing in front of you, the less options Hilly's going to have to bend it like Beckham, find his arm around one of these minions.
You are showing your age, young lady. That is an awfully old movie. Do you like Blitzcrank in this comp? I didn't actually get to ask you that.
I like Blitzcrank in any comp. What's that quote? Some people just like to watch the world burn.
That's it.
That's kind of like my mentality.
Oh, I like that. We'll see if Hylissang can actually burn Vitality's world. It will start with a few rocket grabs, maybe backed up by a couple of Scatter the Weeks from Rekkles. Just by the way, Cull picked up by Nemesis in the mid lane. That's a really big signal to me as to what the anticipation is for the next 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay.
Okay, at least for the mid lane. But I will say that at 8 minutes, Nemi's going to get that package. We've already seen a setup here. You get the flash.
Well, there's the rocket grab. Lantern is simply not going to matter. Comp is already forced to flash.
Yeah, but this is fine.
That's success.
You get the flash, and he's not going to have that flash when package comes around. You just do a nice little rinse, repeat.
Frost, you called it 5 minutes ago. You said exactly that is going to happen. Hylissang doesn't look like Hilly int this time because it was flawless. Honestly, skill shot landed, and now Comp 250 HP. It's going to be zoned away. Got some minions to play with, and Selfmade backs out the moment NG starts to come down. But again, you can feel the pressure. The CS difference is already evened out just because of that one play.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you called that because I was just about to point it out. The fact that, yeah, you didn't get the kill, you didn't execute on the dive, but it made its way felt in that CS discrepancy that's been shored back up, or now we'll get opened back up, but was being shored.
Yeah, it was, but also now Comp flashless has to be so careful. One misstep, and you know for a fact they're going to go for it. Like, Hilly wants to go for it now.
God tier support right now. That is everyone. Golf clap, Twitch chat. Thank you, Hilly. Solo queue, please do that.
Explain to me why. What do you like about Hilly pulling the wave?
Well, because he's got the communication from Rekkles right now. He holds the wave right in front of the tower. Rekkles comes through, pushes it. It's now going to hit the tower, bounce, and reset. And again, we talked about kind of the back-to-back pressure to shore up the hole that Rekkles had found himself into the CS. Hilly just did that for him. And now, is he just going to run mid?
I'm taking a look at the wave.
Blitzcrank.
That's 4 minions denied, 5 minions denied. The entire wave was denied because of Hylissang pulling it, and Comp has just hit that lane now. So now in a CS deficit because of the decision-making from Hylissang.
Does have to be credit to Vitality, though. They've swapped Labrov off of it, and he actually went to the top side of the map. As hold it.
Well, let's see what happens as Labrov will start the fight here with Selfmade. It turns into a 3v2 as Bwipo is going to use the ultimate to try and get out. The Lantern comes down. That brings Milica into the fray. Not enough damage focused down onto Bwipo, and he manages to escape with this life. That felt lucky to me, but I didn't quite
no, it was really well played by Bwipo. He basically used the Sett ultimate as like a train. He was basically hitching a ride. He got the taxi, he landed on them, but then it was also great because he got the face breaker and he got the stun because he pulled 2 people together to walk out of that. So he high-fived 3 people on his way out.
Oh man, absolutely well played by Bwipo. My focus was definitely lowered down, seeing Milica get pulled up by that Lantern. 8 minutes in, no kills. Even gold, pretty even CS numbers. Small advantage for Milica's Azir, and now Selfmade. We're going to try set something up here with Bwipo. Flash is available to Cabo. Dominus is not.
Seeing if he can get into that backpack. Also just covering Bwipo to try to get this wave forced in. He's going to walk it in? No, he's going to hit. Okay, we're going back bottom.
Okay. Why?
Because you got a Blitzcrank, you got a Syndra, and the wave's being out.
I'm just checking it was something more to it, you know?
Okay, so let me help you out here.
Unleash
when you
power.
got 3 minions, it does what we call a freeze.
Okay.
And you see the minion wave, it's not going to move now. Or if it does move, it's going to move really slowly. They're actually focus fire. That's really unlucky.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. That's range minions.
What they're going to do is they're going to slow push back towards Vitality. It's going to create a real big wave. And on that big wave, you bring your jungler, you bring your mid laner, and you kill people.
Nemesis, no TP yet, and level 7, so he hasn't unlocked the package. But Selfmade with the Dragon's Rage, the Unleash Power for Rekkles, and getting close to Blitzcrank ulti as well. Comp could not play more respectfully He has not left his tower for the last minute and a half that we've been watching this slow push. And now Hilly's going to go fishing.
And Nemesis is a little bit late to this play, however. He's now just starting to rotate. But there's that package that we talked about. Remember, Pump's got no flash.
Now let's see if he's going to be able to land this one. 4 versus 3. Hylissang pushes forward with the overdrive. Nemesis still waiting in the wings.
This is the most frustrating thing right now.
But look at, again, how many minions have been denied. The wave is going to crash against Nemesis now, so he's going to slowly start losing. But they really want this fight, Froskurinn.
Yeah, Nemesis, the fact that he's not packaging defensively, like he held that for so long that Selfmade even came over the wall to kind of tag with him. Like, Fnatic were really hunting there as they picked up multiple plates, denied multiple waves, and now Nemesis is returning to the mid lane to pick the wave that Milica has forced back into his tower.
It was a 20 CS advantage, and look at that. Honestly, that was just beautiful. That was, there's no other word for it. Labrov gets caught by the rocket grab. All of a sudden, Bwipo goes under the tower. He survives a few seconds longer. Cabo's got flash. Flash and slice and dice, so Colombique should be just enough to do it. And Cabo wins that one. I think Bwipo face-palming a little.
For 4 seconds as that was happening, I guarantee if you get the mic check, Bwipo's like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I messed up. I'm dead. That's my fault.
Oh, man. So, 1 kill apiece, but all of that pressure, all that focus in the bottom lane. Fnatic at the first tower. They're up 2,000 gold. They're up 20 CS for Rekkles' Syndra.
Yeah, they have starved that Aphelios into the bot lane. What are we going to take? I was going to. What's the look observed? We're going to watch Bwipo just into the top side. Now we're watching Hilly's grab. So the nice thing here is the perfect chaining of CC. Obviously, a lot of people think about Gragas's Blitzcrank's hook, but the big thing for me is Blitzcrank's silence and making sure that he pulled him in, he hit him up, he silenced him. There wasn't going to be any moment that Thresh was going to find the flash.
Do you hold Labrov a little bit accountable standing in that bush after seeing how much time Fnatic spent? Like, I would have assumed Fnatic would have warded it just based on the amount of time they spent on that tower.
To be fair to Labrov, like, Hilly hit him from across the map.
Yeah,
he basically threw that hook from top lane.
Max range, yeah, that is what it looked like. Oh, man.
Like, he was hugging the wall.
Okay, so as much advantage as Fnatic have accrued in the bottom lane for Rekkles, Cabochard has been able to somewhat solo accrue 20 CS advantage in the top lane. He picked up the solo kill, compliments of Bwipo donating it, to be fair. And it does mean that Vitality, they are still behind in that top lane, but there's a CS advantage for Milica's Azir. He played the same champion yesterday and looked pretty good in the mid to late stages of the game. But hasn't had the same level of impact this time around. And now we're going to see a trade in the bottom. Bwipo wants some revenge. We know he doesn't like to give up those deaths and then just sit back.
Likes to know where his power is, as he's going to test himself against old man Cabochard right now.
Cabo was forced to use the Dominus, or at least felt the pressure to use the Dominus, fighting into a very big minion wave, didn't want to go further. And now Bwipo's got the ultimate available for a follow-up fight, if he can find the opportunity.
Uh-oh. He might be finding it right now, Trev.
Showstopper. Wait to see if it gets thrown down. Until that Showstopper goes in, I'm not going to get excited.
He's going to... So Cabochard's waiting to set up for NG right now. There's your Showstopper into the trap.
And I'm not going to get excited just yet. Look at this. The dunk comes down. Cataclysm comes out. And Teleport is absolutely questionable. Milica will go in. Oh, Hylissang with the goal. That was such a good rocket grab.
He just knocked it out of his hands. Drop it.
I demand a slow-mo zoom in on Comp flying through the air feeling pretty good about himself, only to get plucked out of obscurity into the waiting hands of Rekkles' Syndra.
Okay, we have now discovered why they feel confident giving away the Thresh.
Yes.
Because Hilly obviously practiced on the Blitzcrank right now. Give me the slow-mo.
Oh.
Have you ever seen it when someone just, like, stuffs someone at the basketball hoop?
Yes.
That's what this is.
100% predictive. So sexy.
He's in his mind now.
Yep.
He's in his head. Blitzcranks, they just gotta hit one hook, and it doesn't even have to be that good, and then you have the mental edge.
Feels extra bad as well, because I think the exhaust came down after the Unleashed Power had even been fired, so didn't even mitigate that. But with every advantage Rekkles and Hylissang are getting, you cannot ignore the fact that Vitality are punching back. They've got themselves a tower, a couple of kills. It's a 1,000 gold difference at 13 minutes, and that bottom tower is dead. Now, Fnatic will take the advantage again once Rekkles takes his top tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only issue for Team Vitality is that they're just getting stuffed exactly where it hurts, which is that Aphelios.
Yeah.
We've seen game in game today where, you know, the Aphelios gets rotated around the map, he's picking up all these plates, gets snowballed ahead, and, like, again, still feels good that Cabo and Milica are fine, but Hilly and Rekkles are putting on a clinic on the spot lane right now, and they've really slowed down Aphelios' big power window.
Now, let's look a little further forward into the future. Late game team fights has been a pretty dominant topic of conversation.
I don't know if we're going to get there, Trev.
And that's what I want to know, right?
If we do, it's good news for Vitality.
That was my instinct. It feels like the scaling options are slightly better on their side, but what is it about why it's good for Vitality that you like?
Because I really like Azir and Aphelios. I think they're pretty easy mode to play team fights. I also like the mix of the damage. I feel like Fnatic's composition is slightly AP or magic damage heavy, even though you do have the Corki in there, as well as Sett, who's itemizing into the Bork. So I'm assuming going to go more of a carry-oriented Sett to try to duel
Cabo's Renekton?
I almost said something inappropriate. Drakus and I have been workshopping. What, he put his croc on the table?
Some less than politically correct terms, shall we say. So, can we continue with the story? Our producers are like,
We were already
We stopped. But, so Bwipo fighting the croc in the top lane.
Listen, he's a crocodile.
That's it.
Do you know the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
Something about their noses.
Yeah, it's the shape of the snout.
There you go. Yeah,
alligator has a flat nose. Crocodile has more the upraised one, the upraised nostrils. So, crocodile.
I believe crocodiles are also South African and alligators are mostly North American. Or at least, like, you know, for the biomes, where they're from.
You would be an expert on zoo.
I mean, South African animals, yes. Not others.
I mean, your wife works for Misfits. Like, we saw how that last game went.
Yeah, definitely crushed. No doubt about that. By the way, Dragon secured easily here for Fnatic. Turns the Rift to an Ocean one. A few item spikes have come up. Eye Edge for Comp, Luden's Echoes for both Milica and Rekkles respectively. Man, I mean, slowly stacking for Nemesis. It just feels like a slowly building snowball, I guess, in favor of Fnatic.
But there is now pressure on Fnatic to continue to press the gas down, because while we kind of talked about some of the damage issues of Fnatic's comp, that it's not the most mixed profile that I'd like to see, there is also a range issue. Yeah, Corki has really great range, but if you can't actually get to Aphelios and run through Azir, now they do have options. Blitzcrank can grab him with a hook. Sett can get powerful enough just to, you know, grab Aphelios, take him out of the fight, slam him down. If you do manage to click R on him with Syndra, he should just be deleted. But it is still going to come down to execution to do that, rather than having, I think, kind of like ease of execution tools in your comp.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And obviously Vitality have some options. The fact that Cabochard has had a completed Blade of the Ruined King and Ninja Tabi and will be able to get the item lead again in a moment or two. So for the time being, is a considerable threat in the side lanes and can be a pressure point. Vitality will need to find some pressure points because they're behind. They do need to claw back this deficit. It becomes less significant as time goes on, but also looking at teleports, 3 of them on the side of Fnatic gives them additional options to play throughout the mid-game, and once we start getting to Dragon Soul or Baron, something to keep track of.
And they are doing a good job, Vitality, about making sure that they're finding farm for Comp, pulling him around. He just actually picked up the farm wave that Bwipo is responding to right now, and then they walked him all the way past mid lane and over to this Herald. And it looks like Fnatic are actually just going to give it to them for free. So kind of in the last several moves that Vitality have made, they got multiple waves on Aphelios, they're now going to pick up this Herald, hopefully open up this mid tower with it.
Honestly, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing from Vitality here. Bot has been kind of sacrificed, right? But NG spent some time top lane. Milica, 15, 16 CS up on this Azir is got a champion he can have impact with. And this gold difference, frankly, I don't care about right now. Now it comes down to, can Vitality survive whatever onslaught is coming? I feel like an onslaught is coming. 2.5 minutes till Dragon. Level 11 starting to come in for Selfmade soon for Rekkles. Hourglass picked up as well for Rekkles. So when this Trinity Force gets locked in for Corki on Nemesis, I feel like that go button's going to get hit again.
So something's happening here, and we need to talk about it. The Church of LS has made its way to the LEC Rift. We have freezing on both the bottom and the top waves by Nemesis and Bwipo. And what that's going to happen is Vitality are going to see the ARAM in their eyes. So, like, we can't go bottom. we can't go top. Oh, we're gonna 5-man stack and we're diving someone. Like, they're getting frustrated.
Yeah, they are, but they've got a Rift Herald and a 5-man stack, a little bit of vision in the mid lane. And it looks like Rekkles will be in time to clear up most of this wave. So now, can Hylissang find himself a target? Bwipo's gonna be the first one. Milica goes in, and Emperor's Divide is flashed away from. They don't get the tower, they don't get the push. And they don't really get what they wanted.
Yeah, unfortunately for Vitality, I think this is just kind of a time issue. The roster needs to be together longer. They got a little bit split on the decision that they were making. Are you placing the Herald and contesting for that mid lane tower? Or are you making a pick into the jungle? And they split both their options and then got stuffed again looking for that engage.
Yeah, I mean, Rekkles, Scat of the Week was fantastic. Phage as well as Sheen sitting for Nemesis. I really feel like once that Trinity Force is complete, he's just going to go in. Is Hilly going to steal a Bramble back? Yes or no?
Well, he put the ward down.
Oh! I didn't even think he was going to go for NG. Next level. But it missed, so he doesn't get Bramble back. He doesn't get NG. And Fnatic, they just extend the Scoldie. It's quietly creeping up again. 3,000 golds.
And it's the fact that they've been able to deny a lot of map gold from Vitality. In part because of Vitality's misplay around what they wanted to do with the Herald. Maybe that looks better for Vitality if they're able to kill Fnatic in the mid lane, follow up on the Herald and push through to 2 towers. But by denying them a lot of gold on the side lanes, by holding those waves for so long, they've now since bounced back. And then absorbing all of the pressure of the mid lane Herald play, Fnatic have really successfully stalled out for Vitality for kind of the last 5 minutes.
And also those freezes that you talked about, compliments of Pope LS, has allowed Bwipo to actually pull...
Sir Pope LS.
Sir Pope LS. Pull ahead, 15 CS as well. Bramble Vest completed. And now, Vitality somewhat interested in this dragon. And how on earth did that even land? Emperor's Divide comes down, but frankly, Hylissang just picks Milica out of the river, sets up, honestly, an easy kill, an easy dragon, and pushes that advantage even further.
And Nemesis immediately packages away and he's like, I'm going bot, guys. We're applying pressure to the bottom side of the map.
Okay, 21 minutes in. At the beginning of this game, Froskurinn, I said that every game we've had today finished in 29 minutes something. Do you think Fnatic will beat that record?
Maybe. Hilly.
No. It's a yes or a no question.
Oh, sorry. I'm watching the genius of Hilly right now. So what I really liked about that, I'll answer your question in a second, is because it's an Ocean Rift, obviously using the brush to like splinter cell himself into a more favorable position, he like came tight around that corner, placed the ward into the brush, snuck up into it. So yeah, there was a big timing window where I think NG was just getting like bumped around by Scuttlecrab. He was like trying to use him as a block.
It didn't work though, unfortunately. And Hylissang has just been on point. To go back to the original question.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. Let's see. I mean, Trinity Force is very, very close for Nemesis. It's not even really needed right now. Hylissang 003 has just had a really strong performance. It feels as though Fnatic are just sort of one step better than Vitality across most of the map movements.
Hold on, though. Vitality are getting kind of frisky.
Okay, Baron has been started.
Trying to sneak it. It's fine.
The ASMR cast from the mid-season stream is on its back.
It's okay. Okay, it wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay, but they did attempt to steal the Baron under calm, collected approach and backed away.
That's fine. You want to make the vision check. You want to see, test your luck. You got nothing else because the waves aren't getting pushed back to you fast enough. So Vitality, they try their hand, check what's happening on Baron. Their comp would shred it.
Slightly, like, breaking the fourth wall type of question, but like, from what you've seen from Vitality so far, how do you evaluate their decision-making and how they've played this game out? Because obviously there's been advantages in the top half for Cabo and not so much for Comp, but they haven't been necessarily completely squashed, but it does feel like Fnatic are just in complete control.
To be frank, I think the biggest surprises of the split so far, small sample size.
Yeah.
SK and Vitality actually look like good teams. I know that when we were on Euphoria with Dracos, we put them in what we'll call the wild card bucket in terms of who was going to be racing for that ticket to Worlds. And while it is still a very long way out, I don't think any Vitality or SK fan can feel bad looking at how well their teams have done. You're against Fnatic. Fnatic threw everything in the kitchen sink at that bot lane, and
again and again and again.
You know, it didn't feel great, but it didn't bleed out like some of the earlier games that we've seen today.
I mean, Comp, 311 damage dealt to champions the entire game. He hasn't been allowed to play PvP. He didn't know he logged into a PvE server.
Okay, here's the thing though. That's dirty. Oh, hold on.
I just broke Froskurinn, and Rekkles, with the help of Nemesis and Selfmade, just broke NG. That's the 4th kill of the game. Where is Hilly? Flash is available. Flash, hook is not going to happen just yet.
No, this is important, though, because people will blame us. They'll be like, so Fnatic biased. Vitality, we're doing fun. Okay, production did Vitality dirty there. They decided to float that graphic at that time.
It did indeed. Now Comp will have an opportunity to deal some damage to champions. Milica's coming in. There's no smite, remember. 4 versus 5. Selfmade's going low! And Labrov gets caught out. Comp goes in with the Moonlight Vigil. Starts to chuck out the flamethrower. And Baron is so low. Milica almost stole that one away. Bwipo's going to be able to use the showstopper, but he does get burned down and destroyed by Comp. Cabochard slides in, glides out. And at the end of the day, it is 1 kill for Vitality, losing 2 and losing the Baron.
But Hilly's still hunting.
Yeah, he is. Here comes Rekkles as well. Comp is putting a lot of damage down, and Rekkles 4-0-2 on his first ever Syndra performance, set up for success by Hylissang and the rest of Fnatic.
And it was clean. They picked up the jungler, they immediately turned on to the Baron. One of the nice things that when you do have a champion like Syndra, even though she's not a traditional ADC that you would find down there, her ability to secure Baron or to have massive damage, especially when you want to look for the burst, is really helpful. So we take another look at this one. It starts with Selfmade on a sick pick on NG. Yep, just right around the corner.
Really nicely done. I mean, you expect that from Selfmade every game now, right? He finds those flanks in the mid game so consistently.
But there was a pretty decent fight here from Vitality. They were starting to put out a lot of damage. Comp gets big ultimate here. You got Azir coming over the wall.
300, 200. I mean, if that Sand Soldier, oh, it was so close. It felt really close that Vitality could have stolen that one away.
I mean, yes. Which I think the bigger issue is, how many times have we seen Fnatic around a Baron with like 30 HP?
Often. That's how they won yesterday versus Misfits. Set up. Rekkles, with the help of Bwipo, going to get themselves yet another kill onto Comp, and maybe for the first time this game, Hylissang does not land the rocket grab.
I do have a request though.
Yes.
Production, I would like the updated check on how much damage Comp has done over the course of the game.
You're aware of the risk you've just opened up to, right? Yes, there is a kill there. A kill. So we'll wait to see if they can make that one work. Damage dealt to champions, please, production. As, by the way, the Ocean Soul is now complementing the Baron buff on the side of Fnatic. Elder is at 31 and a bit minutes. They've got all the ways in the world to win this game.
They're going to pick NG off this tower and kill him.
There's the flash and the hook as well into the silence.
It wasn't fair.
I mean, it's already my play of the game. Sorry, it wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair.
I like that. We should have done a British accents cast.
I can't do that. I would offend an entire country, 5 countries.
I think your partner would have loved the attempt. It would have been very entertaining. As would mine, in fact. I forgot she was British for a second.
Trevor was married.
Oh, man. Well, take a look at this. There's a big chunk of damage there onto Labrov.
Wait, we said 27 minutes, right?
Yes, you did. 27 is the call. We're about to tick over. 60-second timer.
4.
Let's see how this works out. Nexus Tower is going to start to fall. Every single game is finished in less than 30 minutes today. Fnatic have already taken a Nexus turret. There is a re-engage. Cabo kills Hilly, his first death of the game. And there's the engage from Milica. The slide, the glide, the Emperor's Divide sends Milica to the fountain himself. The Selfmade hops over the wall. Rekkles stays alive as Nemesis gets himself a double kill. 5-0-7 for the first time. Syndra 0-1-7 for Hilly's Blitzcrank. 27.5 minutes is underneath the fountain. Comp gets aided by the Death Star laser to pick up yet another. And this just feels personal. Fnatic are going for the jugular. Vitality have nothing left to lose. The next turret will fall. And Fnatic destroy Vitality to go 2-0.
They're just actually trying to mess with your win call right now.
Do you want it?
Okay, hold on. Oh no. He's resurrecting. Will they get him? The perfect chain CC. I got nothing.
Fnatic beat Vitality!
In 28 minutes. They actually heard us. They must have been like, these casters said it was 27 minutes. Guys, hold up. I gotta buy a minute on in here.
They trolled us indeed. I just got a note from production that was an unofficial pentakill. So I don't think it counts anyway, but I'm sure there'll be some fans that like that. Kia player of the game options at LEC on Twitter.
The guy that got the pentakill.
Selfmade, Rekkles, and Hylissang. Honestly, I really liked how Vitality played the first 15 minutes of the game. And the last 13 minutes, I think need some work. But despite like the struggles in the bottom lane, Cabo and NG, they were able to get some advantage in the top.
Yes.
Did you expect the game to be that even for that long? Because I actually thought it was going to be even more one-sided.
The thing is that games like that, they look like they're really even, but they're not. It's just simply you need to get that much gold, that much advantage to buy the items and then to open it. Like,
got it.
For me, watching that game, Fnatic were really in the driver's seat for like, I'm going to say
the entire time.
85% of the game.
Agree entirely, with the exception of Bwipo dying. We're just minutes away from our match of the week, G2 versus Origin. But first, Rekkles tell us all about his Syndra bot lane.
There's
it's an old one. It's an old